Hello everyone. Hello my crafty friends. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am pre-recorded tonight's session for our creative activity. I did not want to miss another session without giving you some kind of live video since last week I was at my weekend retreat. So thanks for joining me and watching. This will also be posted on our YouTube channel, Create and Craft with Anne-Marie. So if you have not subscribed, like it and subscribe it. I truly appreciate it. And if you're watching this from YouTube and are interested in my customer group, come on and join my customer group. It is called Scrap and Roll. It's a private Facebook group, and we'd love for you to join. We have creative activities and challenges every week, and this week's theme is going to be family. So you can do a scrapbook layout regarding family or create a card for family and use anything that you have in your stash. Tonight, what I am highlighting is our woven textured 12 by 12 paper, the designer series paper. So the woven textures, comes with 3 sheets of each of the designs that you see here. So actually there's 4 designs because I have the one design here, as you can see, back, front and back of that. Here is your second design, third design, and fourth design, front and back. So you get 3 sheets of each. So there is 12 sheets in this designer series packet. So let's get started. I'm going to do a scrapbook process layout, and I kind of got it started a little bit. So here is, you can see the design in the template that I'm going to be using. So for here, I cut squares. I inked all of the edges using the Early Espresso and a dauber. So just a highlight and a suggestion, when you are inking the edges of your paper, make sure you're doing it away from your project, because some of the foam from your daubers can get caught and fall off, and then you're going to end up having a mess. So it's just a suggestion to do that, but easily just take your dauber. It's one of the easiest ways to ink edges if you've never done that before. So as you can see, I've got squares over here, and then I have some rectangles here. So I've already started this process here on the right side. I started with this piece here. Actually, it was left over from when I cut here, so it fit perfectly into here. Hopefully you'll be as lucky if you choose to do this design. This actually is going to be a scrapbook workshop that I will be offering to everybody. So here's one of the pages that you actually get to see me in advance put together. So I am going to start with putting my rectangles here. I have a couple of different ones here, and I'm going to reference my left side. I want to see which patterns, which texture I have there. So let's get started with that. And I want to go over the corner here, and you can see there's going to be a little piece here, which we're going to have to fill that in. And we will do that. So again, I'm going to go to that corner here. I'm just going to lay this out first. And then, so I have about between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch of space in between each square. Do that. And then we will trim off. And that's what I did here. I laid these all out and then just took my paper trimmer and trimmed this side here. So, you know what? I actually want this. So we don't need this piece. We have more than enough here. So let's get my adhesive out here. And you want to make sure that you are putting enough adhesive on your edges. Excuse that hair that got in the way there. I'm not going to press down just in case I have to adjust. And I probably will have to do a little bit of adjusting on the space here. I should have started with this end. So I want to make sure I'm covering that corner here. And all right, so this is where, if I had my Versamat down here, I would have been able to line it up a little bit, but I am more of a person who am not going to worry if it's off a little bit. And some of this is going to end up having photo mats on it, so it's not really going to be that much noticeable. And this should be enough to cover that corner. Yep. We've got it. So let's trim this off. Bring in my paper trim here. You know what? I am probably going to just, instead of doing this, because these are smaller pieces, sorry, I have a piece of hair, I am just going to take my scissors and trim that off. So now I might need, again, these little pieces because I showed you there's one spot that I'm probably going to have to fill in. So I'm going to save those. And I will show you where I did that on another piece. All right, let's set that aside. And we have our little pieces right there. So this is going to be my right page. And you can see here, I need to fill in a little bit there. So I'm actually going to take that and put that right there, but I got to ink those edges up. So let me take that dauber of mine and then we're going to have to trim that off. So we'll see. That. I'm just taking my adhesive, I'm going to run that over here off to the side and fill that in, if you can see that. Now I also did it, if you can see, I had to do that on here. So as you can see, I want to bring this over as well. This hair does not want to go away. All right. So here is this piece here, so I want to bring that up as well because that's carrying over. So again, if you can see, this carried over, I had a little bit here, but I don't want to have it not carry over to the next page. So I'm just going to line this up and it fits perfectly there. And I will trim that off, and I will trim this little piece off too. And let's trim this off here. Up. All right. So let's bring this back. And there we have our layout, right? I have another little piece here. Let's get rid of that. All right, so here is my foundation of my base. I hope you like it. I am loving this. All right, so now I've created, and I have to say, so this inspiration was from a fellow Australian demonstrator. She did something very similar to it. I have made some changes to it, and I think she used different paper with hers. But here is my photo template. So I've created this. All the instructions again will be provided with my workshop. And that is going to be there. Now, we're also going to decorate. So this, if in the workshop, this will be included, the sticker, exclusive sticker sheet here. And we will place some of this around here. But I have some other embellishments that I want to do. This sticker here, though, I think I want to pop it up. And how do I do that? How do I pop it up when it's a sticker sheet? And this is how I do that. I am taking a little bowl. Usually I will take a styrofoam plate or something that I can put my baby powder in. So I put this baby powder in here. And I just kind of run that through the back side to remove that stickiness. Now I could have probably put a lot of foam tape on here, but I don't want it to smash down and stick once my page in my book gets put together. All right, so heart and home. And that is going to go right there in that spot. So let's get some 3D foam tape here as we start to decorate. And using the dimensionals. And we'll put a couple more right there. So I'm not going to put that down yet in case I change my mind, but it's there, right? So this I have centered here. And then I wanted to use some additional stamping and stamp sets. So this is what I'm going to show you, what I've done. So I am going to use this elements of text. And the reason I chose this is because on the sticker sheet, which you probably haven't seen, but there are some elements that have words across it. So I just want to carry that in within the workshop. That's part of my reasoning there. So the elements of text, and then the texture notes, which is part of the suite in the bundle, will be here. And I am using that textured stamp set. So you'll see what we're going to do shortly. And then here, how I'm using them is I took from the garden, Thankful Garden dies, and I used this die and this die, and I cut several leaves out, and we are going to texture these leaves. So I just wanted to show you what I used. I'm going to put those aside. I have all of those materials ready to use. I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper. Now I have, again, like I said, I have done my pre-work. I will bring this up close, but I'm going to show you how I did this. So hopefully you can see that texture in there on these leaves. It is subtle. And then I also did it on here too, but this is the woven piece, and then these are the words, the textured words. Okay, so I have some blank ones here, but I love the detail of these. I used for my cardstock is Smoky Slate and the Early Espresso, and then again the Very Vanilla I used. Here are my leaves for my espresso. All right, so again, I'm just going to show you a sampling of these because we may need more. But for the Very Vanilla, I am actually using the Smoky Slate to bring in that texture. And I'm doing a second generation. So that's what we call, where I'm going to stamp, put these off to the side. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp over, because that is a little bit too dark. Again, I wanted it a little bit subtle, and I am just going to go straight over. And voila, we have that texture there. So let's do that again for the second leaf. And bring that over, line that up. And we've done that, okay? So I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna get some of that excess stamp off, but I will clean that off so I can use it with another color. And now I'm gonna take the Early Espresso, and I am going to use this textured stamp. And again, I'm going to do the second generation for that. And you can see from the sticker that goes on the back, because this is a cling stamp, the rubber stamp, there are variations of that, and that's what makes it so neat and having the texture. So again, but I'm going to do second generation, so that would be first generation. And this, because of the size of these leaves, I'm going to have to do this 2 times for each leaf. I'm just going to bring that over. Again, second generation, stamp off, and then stamp on. And I'll bring those up. Let me just finish this one, and I will show you those. Okay, stamp off. And even if you overlap it, you're not, it's because of the design and the texture, you're not going to really see that big of a difference here. Okay, let me close this and I'll show you these up close. It's just fun. I love these detailed dies that I can bring that up so you can see that texture. The same here. Let me actually bring it up. Maybe you can see it better instead of in my palm on the paper. So you can see that texture. All right, so that's my game plan here. So let's put these leaves, kind of sort them out, and bring in my layouts here. So again, here is the layout. I'm going to put that here. We are also going to use the two-tone or the neutral matte dots that come with, again, the suite or the bundle, whichever you choose to get if you're interested in this. All right, so I just love these textures here. So I'm going to bring that over and kind of just gonna see. A good thing I didn't put these down, because then I would not have been able to tuck those under. All right, and I also want to look at my sticker sheet here to see what else we want to put into this. But I think for here, I'm going to do that there. And then this is going to go here. I think I want to add the gray. I think I'm going to do all 3 colors there. So the gray and the brown sticking out here. And where else do I want to put this? Maybe a few over here on this side. Again, I always just lay out my template before I adhere it down. So let's do gray here, and I'm going to do kind of like that. All right. I might end up sticking one in there for now, but let's get these put down, because that is where I am definitely going with this. So I'm going to set these aside here. Let's get our mat down quickly, and we're almost done. All right, so I'm just eyeballing this probably to be like 3 inches, and it's going to be flush to my left edge or right edge. And then again, I want to line this up, and we'll do the same here. Making sure those are lined up. All right, so again, I want to tuck some of these in, and then actually I might have this gray one up on top here. So let's tuck that under. Actually, that is pretty much stuck down, which I love that, so I don't have to add more adhesive to it, because I do actually like that they are not fully attached. And then we will put that here. But I'm going to get some of my mini dimensionals and put some on there to pop those up. And I'm going to stay away from the bottom side of it, because I want to be able to tuck my photo underneath that. So you have to keep those things in mind for photo placement. There we go. Yep. All right, so we have that there. Let's adhere these. Love the detail. You really, really do love the detail of these. All right. I guess I can't put adhesive down and talk at the same time. Put that up a little bit, so that will be centered that way. So let's get this in here. I may end up putting more here, but you know, it's a work in progress. We always add things afterwards to finalize it. All right. So again, I am just eyeballing it and centering that on heart and home here. I am going to take another mini dimensional and add it to this here. Keep that down there. All right, and then I have these two over here. that I want to add. So the one I'm going to tuck underneath. Get my scrap piece of paper and do the adhesive on that. And then we will pop this up. We'll put some foam dots here. Just want to make sure. So these two leaves. All right. And then a couple more stickers and we'll get some enamel dots on here. All right. All right, so again, as you can see, I can be able to put that there. All right, so let's bring some stickers in here. I was thinking we have tons of these little tabs here. So again, heart and home, and I kind of like the memories. So I am going to put that here. Again, I'm taking my powder and I want to add foam dots to this. So again, I'm going to add some mini dimensionals to this. Add memories there. And what can we add to this side here? As you can see, I have tons of these left, so I will probably add more to that. This is a little bit longer, but I kind of want this space to be for journaling, to document where we were, who's in the photo, and the date and time. Let's see here. What can we put here? Happy place. How about that? Oh, homegrown happiness might be too long. Let's see here. Nope. It should work. Again, I am taking my baby powder. It goes a long, long way. I wanted to actually bring in some of that gray. So let's bring in our dimensionals. I'll use some of the smaller ones here. So I can't remember if I had mentioned this. So again, this design was from one of my Australian friends and demonstrators, Janice Scuhilly. I love her artwork. So I'm just going to add this here, homegrown happiness. Bring that down. Oh. Actually, I'm going to bring this down a little bit more, because it is exactly about the same. Yep. There we go. So add some dimension there. Let's get some of these out. And then I will post my final picture in case I decide to make any changes, but I do have my 3 here of bringing that around. But let's get some dimensions in here. And I am going to use the larger ones to put there to make it look like a brad. Does anybody use brads anymore? And we have these amazing dots. All right, so we have that there. And let's add some more. I'm going to add some down here. and let's do around here. And I will probably play around more with this. And all right. I definitely want to play around a little bit more and see what we're going to add. Maybe I'll add some more stickers. But again, I wanted you to get the overall outline of what this process video is like. And I hope you really enjoy the video and what I've shared with you. Again, this is a creative session. So on the Scrap and Roll Facebook group, create something about family, whether it's a card or layout, and post it under the comments in this video. Then if you're watching from my YouTube channel, come on over and participate. You'll be entered to win some fun product by participating and sharing your creativeness in here. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video and talk to you all very, very soon. Bye for now.